It's Wednesday, midweek, and it is the 18th. Man, I think my days have been all wrong the past few of them. I was thinking today was the 19th. However, it isn't. We're going to continue reading from A Course in Miracles, or I'm sorry, we're going to keep reading from my book, Does God Have a Hero? Does God Have a Hero was inspired quite a bit from A Course in Miracles, as well as
Chevy Truck's advanced camera tech.
Sorry, guys. I dislike starting the morning that way. I have my live stream come up on my desktop so I can read comments easier without squinting at the phone. And an ad came up. So yeah, very much inspired by A Course in Miracles. Very much inspired by, um, at the time, Paramahansa Yogananda, who was, I was studying the Self-Realization Fellowship lessons being sent to me once a month, I believe. I still have them saved. Uh, Very good stuff. That was my uh, deep initial foray into um, yoga. Started in the mid 90s, carried through quite some time, and still extremely valuable for me, as is obviously A Course in Miracles, as I talk about that. And I have been re-immersed in the teachings, particularly the textbook. We had a poop patty from Jace. Jace, my friend, how are you? Um, as well as a great teacher in my life, Egnath Swarn, one of the original paths of meditation that I studied, and he exposed me to so many great mystics, from diving deep into the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, Dhammapada, and Buddhism, to Christian mystics that I had largely overlooked in my own upbringing in Christianity. And then when I let it go, I had no reason to explore them. However, through Agnosis Foreign, I realized that um, a mystic teaching is a mystic teaching across the board. It doesn't come from a tradition. It comes from a deep insight within. That when we let go of labels, when we let go of concepts, when we let go of beliefs and opinions, we arrive to the truth. But all that other stuff is on the surface. If you want the truth, it lies at the bottom of the ocean of consciousness, not in the waves. Waves can be an expression of truth, but never truth itself, because they always fall back into the ocean. That's my wave gesture, by the way. Um, so what I'll do, we are on verse 8, right, of Does God Have a Hero? Again, my first book that I wrote in 1999, my first project in a time of sobriety after a decade of not just hard drinking myself into oblivion, painful drinking, because I was drinking to destroy myself. Little did I know the self that I was destroying was and is an illusion, the ego, not who I am. What I am, who I am, cannot be destroyed and is untouched by alcohol. Consider this: in my most drunken state, there was an awareness that was aware that I was drunk. Untouched by alcohol, there was an awareness that I was drunk. That's who we are. That's who I am. Awareness. Untouched, unconditional, unmarred by whatever passes through. In Buddhism, we call it the blue sky nature, our blue sky nature. The sky is always clear. In fact, it's not even really blue. It's the allowance for color to exist. It's what allows clouds to pass through, unconcerned about any mountaintop or branch or bird or airplane that passes through. It holds everything unconditionally with equal love. That's who we are. So, with that in mind, let's dive in. I'm going to read the first 8 verses, all short, and then I'll read the essay that comes with verse 8. When you close your eyes and see God within, you are God's hero. When you open your eyes and see God in everyone, you are God's hero. When you let anger pass you by with a smile upon your lips, you are God's hero. When you hold love in your heart and peace within your mind, you are God's hero. When you behold the beauty of a flower and feel the kinship with all living things, you are God's hero. When you look at someone who is different and see only how you are alike, you are God's hero. When you feel more joy in helping another than you do in your own personal gain, you are truly God's hero. That was verse 8. Here's a little essay that comes with it. Everything in this book is very succinct. I wanted to have like a sutra-like quality that people could dive into at any moment and just read a snippet, and it would contain the essence of the whole, sort of like a holograph. In a very real sense, when we help another, we help ourselves as well. The spiritual connection between us all is real and is easily experienced. How often have we given of ourselves to loved ones only to feel the warm glow of love and gratitude they bestow upon us in return? We can magnify this experience by applying it to everyone we encounter in our daily routine. This may sound like a noble concept, and perhaps a difficult one to put into practice. Life, with its many problems and everyday difficulties, can sometimes drag us down. This makes it extremely hard to even communicate pleasantly with others, let alone lend a helping hand to a complete stranger. Once again, we start small and have plenty of patience with ourselves as well as with others. We make simple choices in our daily interactions. We simply choose to be nice rather than mean or indifferent. We choose to smile at others as well as ourselves. We choose to help in any small way we can, by holding a door open for someone, forgiving a rude comment, or forgiving the person who cuts us off in traffic. We can simply offer a silent blessing of peace and happiness along with our smile. These small gifts of ourselves will add up. Together, they will begin to change us from within. Others will quickly begin to respond to this inner change. We will notice people smiling at us for no apparent reason. Doors will open that remained closed before, and this spiritual connection grows stronger. We will know that giving to others is truly the path towards God. So I actually recovered yesterday's lesson. I apologize. However, sometimes it pays to revisit. But again, I'm sorry. Antigreek says, hello, Yogi. Osho reprograms our consciousness. Osho does, as well as many, many other teachers. I love Osho. I have many of Osho's books on the back. I have somewhere up here. Maybe his most important book. Huge book. I'm glad you mentioned him. I can dive back in. The Book of Secrets. Osho's Book of Secrets. Very much enjoy Osho. I have his books. Man, I probably have a dozen or more Osho's books. However, so many great wisdom teachers do the same, reprogram our consciousness. For me, daily immersion in two things. Daily immersion into, actually more than two things. A Course in Miracles, extremely helpful. Of course, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads are the great yogic sources of wisdom. I Am That by Nisargadatta Maharishi has been huge. Most of all, just practicing, meditating, doing my breath work in the morning, getting out in nature. And everything that's presented to me is my opportunity to practice. It's an opportunity to forgive, moment by moment by moment. By forgiveness, I don't mean that I look upon someone or an event and say from my own lofty position in the universe, I am above it all, I forgive you. That's forgiven from the ego. It never sticks. What I'm saying is what's offered in A Course in Miracles. The one holy true thing that we can say about the past is that it's not here. It's not here. So how can I have a grievance? How can I have a resentment? How can I have a judgment against another? Because it's all a thought based upon the past. All I can do, all I can ever do, is return to the one thing that is ever present, and that's the present moment itself. The present moment is pure awareness, unconditional. It's love. When I do that, everything is instantly forgiving. I'm not the one. It's not the ego that says I forgive you. It's just returning to the present moment where everything is already let go of. Doesn't exist. All based upon a thought, and every single thought is either based upon the past or a projection into the future. Man, was that ever freeing for me? Jace is waving at Auntie. Hallucinate says, I'm going to take that as a gur. If you're fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, gur arg. Anti-Greek says, sorry Osho deprograms what they have installed in us. I believe communism is very close to Buddhism. Minimalism is common in the two of them. It's interesting. Definitely would like to talk more about that sometime. I sort of gear towards not political, democratic socialism, democracy, the best of everything. But once we give it a label, the entirety of it is negated. Who was it that said, was it Kierkegaard? Once you label me, you negate me. As soon as I say, I like this, someone says, well, that's wrong. That's not the way to look at life. If we went from the heart, all we could do was share. All we could do was be kind. All we could do was help people. I always go back to Ramana Maharshi. I'm looking at your comment that deprograms what they have instilled in us, and I agree. From birth, we were given concepts and labels, perceptions. We're told what to do, what to believe, who to trust, who not to trust, who to love, who to hate, none of it being true. So we have other people's opinion, and we call them our own, and we go through life living that. All of it could instantly be forgiven, and life would start anew. Every moment we could believe in the crucifixion, or we could live in the resurrection. Sorry, using Christian terminology, but it's so apt. It's just a beautiful metaphor. And it's all a metaphor. All of it. But going back to Ramana Maharshi, about what others installed in us. Because I always love, and I repeat this often, when he was asked, how do we treat others? How do we respond to others? And he smiled and said, there are no others. There are no others. There's us. Let's see. Signature says, greeting my friend and thumbs up. Thank you, Signature. Nice to see you, my friend. It was nice to see you over at Stuart the Fish Whisperers yesterday, our Scottish friend. If I'm not mistaken, today is the day. He might have already, as it's a few hours later in Great Britain. Signature said yesterday he had 5 videos that he was going to upload today. So if you get the opportunity, and you know what, we always have the opportunity. If you take a minute, just take a minute, and go visit Koi Pond Gardens. I brought him up right now. That is the first one. 13 minutes ago. So guys, you can be on the ground floor. The breakthrough opportunity, be one of the first people to go and support a really good friend to all of us. Not just a really good friend. Signature is one of those people transforming the world. He's certainly transforming YouTube. You know why? He's choosing to be kind. He's choosing to help everyone. So, Kengoma says vote independent. No sound. I think that's on your end, maybe, as I can hear it. I just put up my laptop. Signature says, my friend, I finished uploading my new Koi Pond Gardens. Yep, I was just talking about that, Signature. Anna Greek says, hi all to all. Hi to all. So everyone can hear me okay? Kigoma says, hi, and a salute. Salute to you, my friend. So, it's pouring down rain, and yet I still have a walk. Signature says, sounds clear. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So I'll be walking in the rain. You know what? It's all a blessing. Every bit of it. Every single raindrop, nourishing the earth, allowing crops to grow, nourishing the trees, the grass, all of it. Everything serves in some way. Everything. And you might think, well, how does an act of hatred, how does disrespect, how does feeling slighted, how does that serve? How does violence serve? Because it allows us to choose other. It allows us to ask for a miracle. Can I see the world differently? We've accepted the world. This is, I love talking to Anna Greek about, especially where he says, reprogram our consciousness and how deprograms what they have instilled in us. We live in a world that we've inherited and that we maintain with our thoughts and our beliefs and our opinions. Things can't be different. If they would be different, they would be, right? Is what we say. However, if we keep thinking the same way, we have the same results, always. If we have the same beliefs, if we believe nothing can change, they don't. But when you have a paradigm shift, it means you see the world in an entirely different way. Thomas Troward, the great mystic, turn of the 19th, 18th, 19th century, I believe, maybe the 20th century, said that the laws of flotation were not arrived at through the contemplation of that which sinks. Meaning, if you only study things that sink, then you come up with a law of sinking. You will never, ever come to the laws of flotation. However, if you study the things that rise, the things that float on the surface, now you're getting somewhere. It's just a metaphor. If you keep thinking of the things that never worked, we have more of the same. If you allow yourself a paradigm shift and you think of possibilities, everything changes. Because The way you think literally is rewired, reprogrammed, as our friend Anna-Greek says. So what's possible? I don't know. You tell me. What's possible on YouTube? What's possible with your YouTube channel? What's possible for you as someone who simply uses YouTube? Do you want to search different channels for hate, for grievances, for resentments, for judgments? Do you want to go and search for people who uphold a limited point of view? Or do you want to use it to spread love? Do you want to use it to help create a community that is ever expanding, ever enlarging, and holds only love, respect, freedom? It's entirely up to you. Man, every day I got someone who comes in here who presents me the opportunity to be resentful, to respond with my ego. How dare you say that to me? How dare you come in here and make a comment how I look, how I talk, what I think, how I believe? It's all the ego. My ego. I'm taking what's brought to me and I'm saying, I'm going to use this to support the crucifixion. Instead, I have a choice. I can take this and forgive my illusion that it means anything whatsoever. I can believe in the resurrection, that in this moment, I am reborn in freedom. In this moment, I am reborn in love. In this moment, I am reborn through the act of forgiveness. I'm not forgiving someone else. I'm returning in the present moment, and it's always the present moment. Always. And the present moment is forgiveness itself. If someone says something to me, it's already over. The moment it leaves that person's lips, it's done. It doesn't belong to me. Now, there's a karmic repercussion for every single action. Not punishment, not a form of justice or vengeance, simply cause and effect. Infinite causes. Someone came here to say that thing to me because of the infinite effects that that person has already experienced. And now they're here. And they continue it by putting that out there. Keeps them trapped. Good. It's a small little existence to go through life airing grievances, thinking that getting a response from someone or a reaction from someone is a big thing, a little charge of energy. You're living the littlenessness of life when you are actually literally offered the entirety of the universe to love. So I could react or I could respond. When I'm in my best, when I'm in the present moment, I respond. I smile, knowing in this present moment, I'm untouched. I'm untouched by anything or anyone. Because in this present moment, the one holy true thing that I can say about the past is that it's not here. So, what a gift of freedom. What a gift of freedom. However, when someone comes in here with those comments and that type of behavior, you're not free. You are trapped within the illusion that what you say and do as an ego matters. And here's the sad but great truth. It doesn't. It doesn't. Ultimately, only love matters. Ultimately. Take your pick, guys. Love or fear. In every moment, you are either projecting love, keeping the world exactly as it is, or fear, or you can extend yourself in love and change it instantly. Signature says that's facts. Go on a walk with Signature. Go on a drive with Signature. He is so welcoming to everyone that he encounters. Just welcomes him. Just sharing his part of the world in a beautiful way. That's what everyone can do. However, the vast majority of people, nope. But it can change. Anti-Greek says, every action leaves traces on the projection of the Brahma, aka our world. The act of not doing nothing is best. I don't know, Anti-Greek. According to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, we can't do nothing. Our every breath has a karmic repercussion. our every thought. Remember, Emerson says, the ancestor to every action is a thought. Every thought is a karmic repercussion. However, there's an antidote to karma. One, we can transcend karma through a life of service, meaning for every karmic consequence that unfolds, for every effect from the cause, we counter it with an act of great service, of great love. When we meditate, we dip into the gap, which is Brahma itself. Brahma is without karmic repercussion, without effects, because it's complete stillness. So when we dip into meditation, we're between thoughts, not all the time, but more and more every time we meditate, not only beyond thought, but we dip into a space where even the breath is suspended for a moment. Hey, Sabine. No thoughts, no breath, no karma. And the third way, probably the best, we practice forgiveness, true forgiveness, of returning in the present moment. Remember, the present moment, nothing's happening. Present moment, there is no cause and effect. Because now we're forgiving the effects and we're going right to the cause. Right to the cause. The cause is always fear in all of its guises. Resentment is fear. Judgment is fear. Grievances is fear. All of it forgiven. Sabine says, good morning and hope you are doing all fine. Thank you, my friend. Easy Breezy says, hey, everyone. Hey, Easy, how are you? I'm going to head out in just a few minutes. I'm going to take my walk in the rain. Hey, Anna Greek. Man, thank you for bringing up Osho. I'm going to dive back in this book. It has been quite some time. It's a big one. I love books like these. You can dive in anywhere, any point. Just going to, without looking. '52. Osho, the Book of Secrets. The fifth Tantra technique. When eating or drinking, become the taste of food or drink and be filled. When eating or drinking, become the taste of food or drink and be filled. Become. Hi, Alex. Excuse me. Hi, Alexandria. Easy says, did you enjoy the double bass cello suite, Eric? I did. Tremendously. Thank you for sharing that. Man, what a deep, deep sound. It literally resonates all the way to the spine. It vibrates. And the vibration continues. Absolutely beautiful. Anna Greek says, you're welcome, Eric. Speed says, oh, that is an awesome book. It is. All of Osho's teachings are awesome. He was one of those crazy wisdom teachers. No one understood what he was doing, but he was shattering illusions. He was shattering the ego. If you approach it from an egoic perspective, we have all these judgments towards Osho, that he was a charlatan, he was a madman, that he was doing this and doing that. But if you allow your illusion of the ego to shatter, you see, he was just offering a great teaching of love. Pointers. Never confuse the pointer, nor that whom is pointing with the truth. Remember the Zen teaching? The Zen master points at the moon, saying, there it is, there's the truth. And the teacher or the student looks at the Zen master's finger and says, oh, the truth looks like a finger. Jesus pointed to unconditional love and forgiveness from the cross. And the entirety of Christianity looked at the cross and said, oh, Jesus is about crucifixion. Jesus is about sin. We miss the message. We confuse the pointer with that which was pointed at. We confuse the map for the territory. the menu for the meal. The reason why the Tao Te Ching starts with the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. The God that can be described is not truly God. The Jesus that we pin a social agenda upon is not the true Jesus. Smith says, oh, that book is awesome. It is, and it's an awesomely big book. I've had this for, Mocha bought this for me for Christmas one year, probably 2003. Jason's saying hi to everyone, as is Sabine. So, guys, it is time for me to take my walk and enjoy the rain. I got a rain poncho I bought a while back. It's pretty awesome. It's got pockets in the front and on the side, completely waterproof, windproof. Smith says, I read that book in 2006. Nice. It might be, man, it might be I like all of Osho's stuff. I got an Osho book in 1980, probably 81, 82, from a local, wasn't really a library, it was a community building that had a small book exchange way down in the basement. And I don't know why that book called to me. I still have it back there. I also got a book. I got the Partial Teachings of the Bhagavad Gita from the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, as well as I got an early book on meditation by Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, way back in the 80s. Jay says, if everyone could laugh, sick of 70-year-old in a new electric car, watch the chaos. Mom's just got a 2008 all electric. 2008 all electric. Her phone is too old to connect. Interesting. Mocha's got an all electric car. So make sure you check out Signature's got new videos coming out. Let's get some watch hours for Jace. Let's get some watch hours for Trending Live, Runner Boy, and Tandra, as well as anyone else who pops up who we know needs them. Support each other, always, everything that we can do. Anytime you log into YouTube, simple question. How can I serve? Who may I help? Doesn't mean that you still can't look at cat videos. Of course. If you watch a cat video and it makes you smile, you are now vibrating at a higher level of consciousness. You're able to help people better. Don't ever exclude yourself from happiness. Don't ever exclude yourself from joy. From that position, you'll change the world. Simple as that. All right, guys, I'm going to head outside. Thanks for joining me. I love my 5 a.m. live streams and all the people that come. It's an important time for me. Jace says she asked where her screen wiper operation was. She spent 6 hours looking. No rear washer. She loves the car though. She'll figure it out. Sabine says, you take care, Eric, and everyone in the chat. Have a great day, everyone. We just help right now. Exactly, my friend. Hey, Timo, how are you? Jay says, circles today, Eric. Thank you, Jace. I'm on the lookout. Easy says, what time are you coming on the stream in the evening? I will do another live stream 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, US. And then I'll do another one at about 5:15 in the evening here. So if anyone has time to join, always fun. Guys, I'm out the door. Timo says, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Gonna enjoy the rain. My cat is over here snoring away. So, again, guys, Thank you. Much appreciated.